Hello there, and welcome to the Liverpool versus Manchester City preview. And it's one that we're all a bit nervous for, let's be honest. Let's be completely honest here. We're all a little bit nervous for this one, but maybe also not entirely nervous. Like there's always that thing in the back of your mind where maybe Liverpool could come out on top in this game, or maybe we can get a positive result out of this game. And depending on what your viewpoint is and perspective on things as they are right now, completely depends on what you feel would be a good result. We'll get into all of that sort of stuff as we go on throughout this video. But as I say, as always, please do feel free to get your comments in the comment section below about this game. How are you feeling about it? Who would you like to see starting for Liverpool as well? And let me know what your thoughts and feelings are at the moment. I like having a conversation with you guys down in the comments as much as possible. Maybe one day, fingers crossed, we can go live streaming. But hey, we're going to get into some tweets here, just like we did the other day as well. And it's mainly just these 5 tweets that we have right here. The ones below that is mainly talking about what happens in the Champions League. It's something about Leipzig and stuff like that. We'll cover that in another video at another time. But we're focusing on Man City and things to do with that at the moment. Now, first one at the bottom here, Klopp on Kabak. Yes, he has international clearance apparently in the last 10 minutes. So that's good. That's very, very good, and also plays into a little bit of what I've got in terms of different predicted lineups for this game. Alisson, Mane and Fabinho, all three have done individual training, so they will see, which is good news as well. It is really good news to have those guys coming back in, and again plays into some predicted lineups as well. Klopp on the new centre-backs. Ben and Ozan had an analysis meeting yesterday, like a centre-half movie. So when I read that, I look at it and I think it makes me think that they've had to literally analyse what is expected of a Liverpool centre-back. Now, whether that means you're Jordan Henderson, Nat Phillips or Virgil van Dijk, they'll probably all be given, like, this is what you're expected to do. And these are our expectations of you as well. So that's what I interpret that as. James Pearce, as says, basically just reiterates that it got massive boost here. Took part in parts of team training and stuff like that. Alisson's better after his illness as well. Yeah, he's got international clearance, so he's available for Sunday's game. And then Klopp on playing at Anfield, because obviously this is at Anfield again. We still love playing at Anfield. It's the best place. We were interested in the 68 unbeaten games in a row, so let's not make the 2 we lost bigger than they are. It's about being positive, enjoying football, and making it a fortress again. And that is really, that's what I don't know why Carol Baskin is trending. I'm not looking at that. I'm not. I wanted to click on that then. And I'm like, no, we'll leave that for later, just in case. But no, it's a good point as well to make that we can't go into complete meltdown like a lot of Twitter likes to. Let's not forget that Twitter isn't the biggest place on earth either. It just sometimes happens that negativity is always going to be louder than those of us that want to try and look at things in the big picture and try and be a little bit more positive moving forward and stuff like that as well. And it will be, we will be able to make Anfield a fortress as well, but it's going to take time. Again, it's going to be a very up and down season, and we just need to make sure somehow we have more ups than we have downs as well. So while I'm on this tab here, or on this browser, I should say, we'll have a look at actual Liverpool versus Man City. Now, we'll go and look at Man City first, and we look at their top players and such like that as well that we've got over here as well. It's not necessarily looking at who are their top players and all this sort of stuff, and you can see the table here as well. They're 7 points ahead of us, 3 points clear of Man United as well. They have the best defence in the league as well, I think almost by a country mile. Arsenal, I think, are the second best in the league from what I can tell. They've got a very, very good. They've got a good unit altogether to play 21 games and only concede 13 goals. That is actually, it's very, very good. And it again causes problems for us as well. But instead of looking at ratings, what I wanted to look at here, and you might not be able to see the actual number on your screen, but we've got Gundogan with 7 goals, Sterling on 7 goals, Mahrez on 5, Foden on 4, Jesus on 4, De Bruyne on 3, 2 for John Stones, 2 for Ferran Torres, Joao Cancelo and Bernardo Silva each have 1, and everyone else will also have 1 after that. They've got a very decent spread of goals So they haven't scored the most goals in the league. They've scored the same amount as Liverpool have as well. But I'm pretty sure if I go and look at our top players and we go and have a look at who has scored the most goals, Mohamed Salah with 15, Mane with 7, Firmino with 6, Jota with 5, and then it drops off Gini Wijnaldum with 2, and then it's 1-1-1-1-1. They have a very, very good, decent spread of goals throughout their team, and defensively they're playing very, 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 very well over here as well. So all of these are wins for Man City, and they've only conceded once against Cheltenham in the cup. The rest are all clean sheets and then scoring goals. So whether it's 3-0 over here, 1-0, 4-0, 2-0, 3-1, 5-0, 1-0, 2-0, the defence is doing very, very well for them, and the whole unit at the moment is doing very, very well for them as well. They had an iffy start to the season, it has to be said, but they've turned it around a lot, and they are bang in form. What is this? 8 wins in a row, even including the FA Cup. If you take out the FA Cup, then yeah, it's 6 wins in a row in the Premier League. It's a very, very good record. I think they're on maybe 13 games at the moment in the Premier League where they've won. Maybe, might have that one wrong. But make no mistake, this is going to be a difficult game. Very, very difficult game for us. This is a predicted lineup by SofaScore as well. It says a couple of things here that obviously we've been over some tweets where it says like these guys are doubtful and Fabinho's out and stuff like that. My lineups do look very, very different to this as well. Their lineup probably won't look that different, really. Maybe they would swap out, say, obviously, Kevin De Bruyne's out. Fair enough, but they're still going to be very creative, still very dangerous. Aguero's out as well. But they've got so many different options, like Mahrez, for instance, just even as one. Ferran Torres, a very difficult player to play against, very tricky player. It's going to be a hard game against what is right now the best team in the league. And that is just facts, So somehow we need to sort of go back to what we were doing against Tottenham, sort of going back to what we did against West Ham as well. We need to put in a very, very good performance here, and it will come down to the lineups and who is available. Whoever is available, as Klopp says, we've got Alisson, Fabinho, and Mane have took part in individual training and stuff like that. So that's very, very good. Hopefully, we can see them come back in, because now we're going to go and have a look at what I feel. This is one of 3 lineups that I've put together. This is the 4-3-1-2, and this is what we featured against West Ham, or something similar to this anyway. Now, these lineups combine the fact that we've had information about Kabak having international clearance, and he's spoken about in the press conference. Doesn't mean he's going to start by any stretch of the imagination, but these also factor in case, say Mane is available, Alisson is available, but Fabinho isn't, or something like that as well. The other formations do take that into consideration as well, in case Fabinho is available as well. I would like this because it puts Henderson back into the midfield. You get Thiago and Wijnaldum in there as well. You could have Curtis Jones if you wanted to as well. Kabak alongside Nat Phillips. Risky combination, but we've had enough combinations of defenders this season that really having another combination, what's the worst really that can happen? Yes, you could get smashed by Man City, but we've already been smashed by Aston Villa this season. So really, we could probably take it on the chin in this one as well. Strong lineup, in my opinion. It takes out Bobby Firmino. I don't actually think there's only one formation that has, or lineup prediction that has Bobby Firmino in it for me. Mane and Salah up front with Shaqiri in behind. I think that would be absolutely, absolutely dangerous. Just absolutely dangerous. Now, what we could see more of is if Fabinho is back and they don't want to play Kabak, or they don't want to make him, having Kabak playing his debut against Man City, then you could see something a little bit more like this, which is pretty much what we would be used to at the moment anyway. With Alisson, Trent, Phillips, Fabinho, Robertson, Thiago, Henderson, Wijnaldum, maybe Curtis Jones, maybe a James Milner, could be in midfield, and then the usual front 3. Everyone knows what that lineup would be, and they wouldn't be surprised if they saw it. I certainly wouldn't be. What we could see as well is something like that, which would be, I think, alongside the first one that I put up, the first lineup I put up, and this lineup, I would love to see it. I really would. Kabak and Phillips as your centre backs, Fabinho and Henderson in midfield. Fabinho going back into midfield since for the first time since October. Is it that long he's been playing in defence? Like October time, whenever it was that Gomez got injured. Maybe even before then, it was probably Van Dijk's injury, wasn't it? So it will have been October. Fabinho's been in defence. Like, getting him back into midfield. Henderson, Fabinho, Gini Wijnaldum, could be Thiago, could be Curtis Jones, could be Milner in there. And then the front three of Mane, Salah and Shaqiri, because for me, I don't think that Shaqiri deserves to be dropped. I don't. I think I'd love to see him play. I'd love to see him play more games. I think his passing vision for a frontline player, even if he drops into the midfield a little bit, whatever it might be, dropping in behind those guys. You could even switch this formation here right to a 4-3-1-2 as well. Bring Shaqiri through to the middle behind Mane and Salah and have a very solid foundation with Fabinho, Henderson, Gini Wijnaldum, maybe Thiago, whoever it could be. It's risky going into a game like this thinking that we're going to give a debut to a 20-year-old centre-back we signed a week ago. But we could do it. And we might need to take some risks. Might need to, think outside the box a little bit because, as I said, right now, we are playing against the team at the weekend that is the best in the league. It's no doubt whatsoever. Liverpool also need to be picking up points. And I say picking up points probably with the precursor that I feel I would accept a draw. I would accept a draw. Hate us to lose. Obviously, I would never ever wish for us to lose in any circumstance whatsoever. Behind the team and the manager fully, 100%. But winning this game would be absolute elation. It would be so unexpected. I believe that everybody, pretty much everybody, even the most ardent Liverpool fans are expecting us to lose. Hoping that we put on a good performance. Hoping that we don't just limp out there like we did against Brighton. That they'll actually be up for this one. That extra day's recovery that Jurgen Klopp talked about might have actually done us a little bit of good. We're hoping that has happened as well. And maybe that is also why we're seeing Alisson, Fabinho, Sadio Mane getting their own individual training, taking part in team training. They'll probably have training today as well where they might progress, they might not. There might be a chance that Alisson can't play. Might be a chance that Sadio Mane can't play. We don't know. Don't know what else can happen between now, which is today, which is Friday, and when we play them on Sunday. Pretty sure it's Sunday. My days are all messed up, guys. It's all good. Don't worry about it. But no, honestly, a competitive draw wouldn't be the worst result. It really, really, really wouldn't be. And if we did draw this game, and I want to go back and have a look at the table as well, because I think we're on 42 points. No, we're not. We're on 40 points. If we were to draw, we'd probably stay fourth on goal difference, which isn't the biggest positive of all time, but it's not entirely a negative either. Could be, people might look at it and say, ooh, what an Arsenal perspective. We are in the position we're in right now. Top four is our battle. The title race for us, in my opinion, it's not happening this season. If we can solidify... Oh, you can't see the points on there. Apologies for that. I will sort this out for next time. But even so, it's one of those things for us right now where Champions League qualification for the next season is absolutely paramount. That's why I'm only looking at top four. I'm not looking at any further than top four. Thank you for refreshing. I really needed that. I don't know what happens with this computer sometimes. But no, I'm thinking that best case scenario for us is that we get a draw. After 2 losses at home in a row, obviously we got the 2 wins away from home against Tottenham and West Ham as well. But it's a very, very tough team to come up against in Man City, and I'm very realistic in the fact that there's a good chance that we might not win this game. If we go out with any of these sorts of formations and this lineup, then it could be competitive. But it also depends on how much energy is in these guys as well, because Against Brighton, they really did look tired. They looked so fatigued. They just looked like they were absolutely sapped of energy. Just didn't have anything that they could really compete with. Um, I'm hoping, obviously, I'm wishing for a win. 100% wishing for a win. I feel it would be a draw. I'm also not going to be surprised if we end up going on to lose this game. I think I'm going to settle on it's going to be a draw. I'm going to say, nah. I'm going to say it's going to be a 1-1 draw, and I think that's the result that we had earlier in the season as well. I think we did. But hey, let me know what you think in the comments below as well, because I don't know, it's a big game, really, really big game. But as I say, I think a draw isn't a bad result. It's not a great result. It's a middle of the road. It's a middle. It's a point at the end of the day that would keep you in top four for now, with West Ham barreling down on us as well. Other teams coming up over the hill. It's not going to be straightforward for Liverpool moving forward, unless we can get some sort of solid, brand new centre back partnership for the rest of the season, whoever that might be, instead of chopping and changing all the time and dropping midfielders down in there. It's going to be up and down for Liverpool. Hopefully, we have more ups than we have downs as well. I think it will be a draw. I wish for a win. I hope we don't lose, but I wouldn't be surprised if we did. Thank you ever so much for watching this video. If you have enjoyed it, please do like it and subscribe if you're new around here. Please feel free to get your thoughts and opinions in the comments section below. That's what I meant to say. I certainly hope that whatever you do this weekend, I hope it's a good weekend. Hope you have a good rest of the day as well. Do take care of yourselves, and I will catch you later.